Hello, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. So, we are going to do an end of the year check in. Um, I'm going to pull a tarot card for you guys for each one of these relationships, money and finances. Relationships could be just family relationships, romantic relationships, relationships with friends. Money and finances is how you earn money, what money looks like for you, you know, your connection, your career, your job, whatever. Okay. Health and wellness can be mental or it could be physical. So, how are you doing mentally? How are you doing physically? How are you doing emotionally with your wellness and health? Okay. I'm not gonna shuffle that much because I've done some pre-shuffling, and I'm gonna do one tarot card for each one, and then I have wow, okay. And then I have oracle cards from a different oracle card for each one of these as well to pull to go with our reading. Well, fire signs, and this is for the fire signs. This is for our Aries, Leos, and Sagittarius. Okay. You have strength when it comes to that. Like, oh my gosh, you got a 2 and an 8. So we got a 10. We have a completion going on with your life when it comes to how you're connecting. Let's see. Let's finish this off. What do we have here? I'm just shuffling. And I love how that flew out on the table. Ooh, Ace of Cups. I'm liking this. I love it. And at the bottom, I will show you. I have a King of Cups. So, I look at the bottom of the deck for, I use it as my energy for the reading. So, like, maybe I think the Queen of Cups is very emotionally mature. Like, she has that overall maturity. And the King of Cups, he can sometimes get in his emotions and hold him back. But I feel like it has been rocky, maybe this year, because this is end of the year. So maybe your year has been an up and down emotions when it comes to everything, when it comes to everything in your relationships, your finances, and your wellness, because you do have cups all over your reading in your fire signs, but you have cups. But you did show up in this strength card with that. This is actually card of Leo. So, but you do have strength that does show up. So, relationships, we have the Two of Cups. So, I feel like you either are coming, did this year you connected with you connected with different people. So, different connections, like new friendships, or, maybe went out on a couple dates, or even connected with your family better. You poured in and they poured back to you. So there was this equal, give and take you tried with your relationships this year. And I think, and maybe even going out in the end of this year as well, this is the overall energy that you're overall. So maybe you did have some times where no, it wasn't equal. Well, the overall energy is saying to look back and look at how it was. There was the majority time. Sometimes we look at the negative things more than the positive things, and then there's more positive things than negative things, but that negative thing is so strong that we forget to look at all of the positive. So that's what it's asking you to look at all of the positive connections that you made that were this where you got to pour it in a cup with someone else. And that could be with, again, friendships within your family, within relationships, within going on dates, all of those things. Where did you get to pour your cups in when it comes to your relationships? And yes, maybe you had some crappy ones, but it's overall saying it's that it was good. So there you go, fire signs. Money and finances, strength. I've you know what I've heard. I right away I heard with strength you had to lock down and really bring yourself. And with this being a Leo card, I can see a lot of Leos. Leos, I am Leo. They like nice things and they like to spend money, but really locking down on your budget. And that's what I'm really getting from this. Locking down on your budget where you had to pull back finances from things that you maybe you liked, but you didn't, they wasn't worth spending the money for. and being more accountable for your money, having the strength, having that willpower to not overspend, to not put money into something that you're not going to use, to waste money. And I feel like that's what your money and finances were this year. Is just like you pulling back, saying, "I'm going to have the strength to hold back," or you have the strength to splurge on yourself when you wanted to, and you was just like, you know what, I'm going to do it. I'm going to splurge on myself, and that's okay. It's the strength card. So you had control. You had the willpower to put that in where you needed to. So love that energy. With your health and wellness, this, oh, I love it. This Ace of Cups. So you came in and you saw where you need to, where you needed to pour into, when it came to taking care of your body, taking care of your mental state, taking care of your thoughts, your emotions, taking care of those things. You poured in again. You had more. Feel like it was all year. You kind of was like, okay, I'm going to have a new way of thinking, what new way of feeling, a new way of thought patterns, a new way how I treat my body, a new way what I put in my body. Um, it was really honing in on that energy of wanting to create this healthier mental, emotional, physical body within you, and coming up with creative ways to challenge yourself when it comes to those things. When you're thinking negative thoughts, you're like, okay, what can I do? Okay, I'm gonna go play. I'm gonna go outside and ground, or I'm going to play some music, and music that's going to take my mind off of things. So finding new ways to help you be very creative and pour into yourself. Okay, so now we're going to end this off with oracle cards for each one of these. For love, I have Gaia. I'm doing the Gaia oracle, and these oracle is just a little message that God, the universe, whatever you relate to, wants to give you. And remember that these messages are general, and it was for all the fire signs. So maybe there was a message in there for you about relationships, or a message in there about your health that you needed to see and recognize and reflect back on that, because this is all about reflecting on those relationships, on the money, on the wellness. Okay, so let's get an oracle card for relationships. So on relationships, you got achievement. It says keep focused on your dream. So what it's kind of like how you want relationships to be. It's that. It's keep focusing on that. Take this into the new year. Take this into 2024. Take in how you want relationships, what you see as a healthy relationship. What do you see in healthy connections? That could be with anybody. That's with friends. That's with family. When do you need to put up your boundaries? When do you need to step back? And when do you need to not give as much, or pour in, or forgive, and those things. So keep focusing on what you want in your relationships. Okay, so take that in with you for the new year for sure. All right, money and finances. Interesting, money and finances, all in the wrong thing. Okay, my money and finances, I'm using the Sacred Wealth Code. I'm glad I caught that. What does our fire signs need to see? I think I cut myself off when I said, so take what, it's for you, and let the rest, flow for someone else. It's all about you tapping into the message that needs to come out for you. Okay. So for your money, you have the Advocate. I align with the greater good for all. So again, so you're putting your, like when I told you were standing up and maybe budgeting stuff, but I feel like you're also, this is more with your career. I feel you're going to start standing up, and I feel like these oracle cards are saying what is going into the next year more. That's the vibe I'm getting from my oracle cards. They're saying this is the vibe need to go into. So with this Advocate card, it's saying to step up into things that you want to work with, being that humanitarian for a cause, or also on the bottom it says resourceful. And remember I was saying, when your resources come in, you know when not to overspend and to what to put in. So what are you putting your money into? Are you putting it into something that's going to, like, are you putting it into like small businesses? Or are you spending it on stuff that you just don't need? And so you're advocating for, and we have Saturn here, so Saturn's all about lessons and change. And um, so going into how you spend your money, and what are you advocating for? What are you putting your money into? What are you putting your time into? Okay. What is your career focus? Is your career focus on being an advocate for a cause that's going to um, bring you in alignment? And our last one, I'm using the Soul's Journey um, Oracle card. And what do we need for our health and wellness for our fire signs, please? Thank you. Okay, they gave me two, and I'm going to take them because they were like stuck together. So in your health and wellness, you have love. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. Remember, I did talk about seeing, changing how you view things, like your mental mind, like I'm not going to think like that. And then you have also this Ace of Cups. So that's really into when I get that Ace of Cups and I get this love, I'm getting really self-love, like putting love back into yourself. And honesty, I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. So being honest with yourself, like, am I overeating? I don't know why that one, am I overeating? Do I need to work out? Do I need to, am I overthinking things too much? Am I too much in my head? So being honest with yourself, like, honesty when it comes to everything, your mental state, your emotional state, your physical body, being honest with yourself, but also loving yourself, being loving about it. And you're like, okay, I can be straight up. Okay, I did eat about 4 cookies, and then I had 2, yummy, I don't know, mochas. Okay, I did it a little bit, overdid it. Okay, so yes, and so you're being honest with yourself about what you put in your body, and you're like, but you know what? It's okay. I will do better. I will drink some more. I will drink more water. I will, make sure I'm putting in more fruits and vegetables and into my diet. So those simple things, where you're being honest about things that come in, and it's just not about eating as well. It could be for anything. It could be your thoughts. It could be any of those things that you struggle with, which you look at. So being honest about them, but also giving yourself this love and understanding as well when it comes to these. Okay, so thank you so much, fire signs, my Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. This is your end of year reading. You had this beautiful, I feel like your reading was beautiful, and going into the next year is also beautiful as well. So I will see you on the other side next year. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, please like, and you can leave a comment as well. Bye.